25th, the day after the draft. Atlanta, mwah, them picks. Them awesome picks. We got edge rushers and defensive back. We have a Georgia Bulldog in house. But I'm not going to talk about the draft just yet. I'm going to wait till we get all the pieces in. But last night was amazing. If you don't know who we went and drafted, go back and watch. I don't want to spoil it for you. Some of you guys don't want to know anything until the draft is over with. So after Saturday, when people try to see what all done happened. So, well, Atlanta had 2 picks last night, 15-26. We did a trade with the Rams last night. Defense. Things are starting to look good down here in the South. But this video is not about that. This video actually is about what's going on with the mental health aspect and how the White House is actually talking about that social media is playing a factor in that. But I just want to talk about the mental health aspect about it. I want to talk about the overall effects that it has on a lot of men, believe it or not. So, where do I begin? Let's start with the biggest platform that done got a lot of guys to quit their day jobs. YouTube, followed by Facebook, in my opinion. And then you got Instagram, Twitch, Rumble, all the other subsidiaries of that. When you get into a situation to where you have to live inside of a box, right? Because you're making a little bit of money. And guys, everybody channel waxes and wanes, and every content creator over time will start to lose views because people just get tired of seeing you. And then you just have your diehard, legit view. And a lot of people are finding out that it is more stressful than just going to work to maintaining a social media platform. And, you know, I'm not talking about the guys that have made it. I ain't talking about people like Logan Paul and Jake Paul and Mr. Beast or Greg Doucette. I'm not talking about people that have actually made it, because those guys have made their money. They're rich. They're not worried about shit. I'm talking about the people that don't make no more than about $3,000-$4,000 a month off of social media, and that's all they know. And they sitting in the house right now, inflation's going up, views going down, they losing their fucking minds. Okay? The mental health aspect of that not only affects the way one thinks, but the overall health of the body. And I give you an example. When you get outside, let your biggest organ, which is your skin, absorb sunlight to convert it to vitamin D, which has been proven to help with immune response, brain functioning, as well as vitamin C, when you supplement that, right? And other essential electrolytes. And I'm not going to dive into fitness on this. They kind of correlate, but not so much. Then you run into brain fog issues, low testosterone issues, a lot more complaining men that don't want to do anything too hard because they don't have no energy, they fatigue. When you sit in a dark house all damn day, no sunlight, your internal clock get used to that darkness, and so overall that slows down your BMR, your basic metabolic rate, or the amount of calories you need to stay alive, essentially. And then at the same time, since that happens and that slows you down, it makes you tired. It makes you more fatigued. The heart rate slows down. It just don't seem, you don't have no energy to do anything. You have nothing. Vitamin D is essentially that boost that you need. When your immune system is firing on all cylinders and you're actually getting out and about and doing everything, your body get used to that, and that's what you want to do. You want to keep moving. Movement is essential for life. But you have this generation right behind me. I'm an 80s baby. I'm not a 90s baby. And I'm talking about the guys that were mainly born after 1995. Okay. Most of them, by the time they was 10 in 2005, was exposed to cell phones. And before they graduated in, say, 2013, right? And YouTube was a thing, and Facebook was a thing, MySpace was a thing. Everybody was on social media. And then, I'm not going to talk about the kids that were born in 2005 and up, because they don't know shit. And my kids fall in that, but I'm one of them old school parents where I don't allow my kids to just stay on this shit. We go outside, we do things. I'm a big health nut. And the reason why the economy is the way that it is, especially the military, is Basically because platforms monetize it, and you can make money by hardly not doing anything, just making content. That's why obesity became a thing. That's why the overall health of America is bad and around the world. That's why COVID was so bad, because a lot of us are inherently unhealthy. Period. I challenge anyone to put their phones down for at least one day. Not to look at it, just take a break from it. Mentally take a break and do something productive. You'll be surprised how good it'll feel to break away from this phone. Some of us, our whole lives revolve around, well, our lives now that we work, right? Revolve around sitting in front of a screen all damn day, typing or writing or whatever, right? And then our downtime after getting off of work from sitting and looking at a screen all day, our downtime is pretty much getting into the goddamn phone and scrolling down Facebook or Instagram or seeing what the fuck's going on. That's not healthy. The White House acknowledging all that is a telltale sign. Look around you. I'm gonna ask you a question. How many men you see doing road construction now? It's not just men, is it? There's women doing it now. And that's not no inclusion shit. It's just men that want to work. And so you got some women that grew up rough in the country. They like to work. They'll work. Look at the warehouses. My wife is a manager of a warehouse in this area. There are more lesbian women and more straight women in that warehouse working than the actual men, because don't no men want to work in the warehouse. I know this personally because my wife comes home and asks how her day was, and she started naming people, and is that a girl, that a guy, and then you got your inclusion and your transgenders and all this shit, so you don't know if this is a girl or guy, and she'll say it. And I'm like, the ratio to men and women, there's more women than fucking men. And that's the trend. That's the trend that I'm seeing. I'm seeing less male presence at schools. You remember most principals were males. You had 1 or 2 females there. Now, my daughter's school, all those principals are females. That's the trend. Women are actually going to businesses to work, whereas men don't want to go into a business to work. They complain about, oh, COVID, oh my God. No, because they sit on their ass playing the system and trying to get paid. There are kids who parents force them to do YouTube videos, like the Ryan kid, my daughter be watching. And that kid made a lot of money, millions. The kid don't have no sense of how to live. If he ever go broke, what have the parents taught the child how to survive? Because listen, there are a lot of people going bankrupt, never thought they'd go bankrupt. And yes, it's an inflation type thing going on with America right now. Shit ain't as good as it could be. I know how to go fish and hunt and garden. So I'm gonna do things that I may not necessarily thought I have to do again. I always fish a few times out the year. I don't hunt, but I know how to. I just don't want to. But trust me, I know how to take a goddamn deer rifle and go deer hunting and shit. Okay. I know how to garden. I grew up in the country, so I can make it. I know how to make stuff and make money. Right? That's just me. I have a sense of survival. And you don't learn that by watching fucking YouTube videos. You learn that by actually fucking learning how to do some shit. You got some how-to video, but those people can teach you. You ain't never done it. You ain't never been forced to do it. So, even though food prices are high, I'm already getting the backyard ready to redo my garden and shit. What the fuck done happened up here? There's always some man working up here, so flagger. Oh, yeah, cutting down trees. That's right. They're cutting down trees up here. So, I'm just glad that the White House is acknowledging what's going on. And the way you fix that is by demonetizing a lot of platforms and making it very hard to get paid on the platform. Now, if you're already, monetized, I think you should be just grandfathered in. But it will deter a lot of people from trying. I'll give you an example. If YouTube say you need to make 100,000 subs, start at this date to get monetized, then a lot of people are like, I gotta get 100,000 subs. You know how long it takes to get 100,000 subs? Unless you do something extremely viral or you just got it, right? Like people just like you because you're doing something extraordinary. It is hard for the average person to get 100,000 subs. And then you gotta get X amount of views on your videos just to get paid. Like, you know, let's say you have to get at least a bare minimum 10,000 views on your video just to get paid. Start doing shit like that. That will deter a lot of people from wanting to get on social media. You know, a viral clip. If you don't have subs, a viral clip need at least 5 million views to go viral. That's how you make it to where people don't want to do shit. They have to go to work. They realize it's hard to make money online unless they got their own businesses and they're using the platform to promote their business. Then yeah, I gotta go to work, or you do OnlyFans, right? But people have to pay to see you do shit. That's what needs to happen across all platforms, because the new generation, that's including my kids. I'm teaching my daughter, my son's autistic, but I'm teaching him as well. You're gonna have to survive, because man is dying off daily. I'm seeing more fairies and more soft people than ever, and I'm sorry, I'm not knocking the gays, but you need men. You need men. Men. Sole purpose is to lead. L-E-A-D. Lead. Okay? And you got some gay men that can lead. I'm not saying that they can't. But as far as, I'm a straight man. As far as straight guys, like the old school, I'm a family man, raising my kids, that's dying off. Nothing against same-sex relationships, but listen. There's a difference when you're raising your kids on certain principles than raising them on, you should expect this. This should be given to you. You don't have to work for it. You can complain and get it. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. No, like I say, don't hate gays, but that's what I see. I see a lot of faggots. You know, I'm gonna use the term. You know, I'm just gonna use it. Complain to get what they want, or they feel like they've been, you know, kept out because of their sexual preferences. I know some gay men and gay women that don't complain. They work hard and they have that old school mentality. But the majority of gay couples don't have the old school mentality. They feel like it's them against the world, so they complain and say their life sucks and shit ain't fair because you're gay. That's a problem. Stop being gay. We need America to go back to being what it used to be. Hard men at work, women also at work. It ain't just about being in the kitchen. I think women and men should be equals. But you need men to lead. That's why you're having so much issues. These school shootings that's upticking, you know why? Because they go viral on social media. You forecast and broadcast that shit, because you forecast it by showing it and explaining it, what happened. And that can breed the next shooter. They are exposed to a lot of violent shit on the internet. Okay? Because their parents ain't raised them right. They install no discipline in them. They get bullied at school. The parents, when you turn your cheek, you take your foot and stick it up that bully's ass. That's what you do. Long gone are the days where the young boys stand up for themselves. That's why the world is going the way that it's going. As a whole, look at Congress. Look how they complain in Congress. Bunch of soft pussies in Congress. Okay? Just facts. But for this to be a focal point, I'm glad. Oh, and man, the reason why you're like this is low testosterone, because you sit in the house all day, you eat potato chips, you don't train, you don't put muscle on, and you don't get the protein and healthy fats, dietary fats that you need, and also vitamins that you need to help to produce testosterone. So when you sit in the room all day, I'm gonna play Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm gonna play Mario all fucking day. You don't want to lift weights, you don't want to build some of that. You don't want to do any damn thing. You just want to sit in the motherfucking house all day and talk on the phone or video chat to your girlfriend, right? That's what happens. That's exactly what happens. So I expect changes to come to social media. I expect to see some things, and maybe not. You know, maybe they're just talking about it because it is a thing. It's a trend, but health correlates with social media. And I mean, mental and physical health, they correlate with one another. So you fix one, the other one normally fixes itself. So you get a lot more people off social media, and I'm glad to see that a lot of people say they're gonna start taking a break from it. You get people off social media, get them back out in the real world where they need to be out and about like humans, moving and learning shit about how to survive. And you'll probably see an uptick and more people going to work. That will help with some inflation, by the way, because now you got more people making more money. They can go out and shop more. That cools off the markets. Everything functions, but when there's a weak link, it disrupts every fucking goddamn thing. So social media addressing that could pump and should pump a lot more money back into the economy, because you get a lot more young men and women to go out and actually get a fucking 9-to-5 job. Period. It's been your boy Savar Matner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be back with another topic. Probably gonna talk about a little autism and how I feel about RFK. And then I'm going to wait till tomorrow to give you my opinion, after tonight, to give you my opinion on WrestleMania, what I thought about it, and the follow-up to the Raw and SmackDown, and how the next storylines I think should go. So be on the lookout for that video, as well as some other fucking videos. I'm going to talk about what's going on with Dragon Ball. Maybe not. I'm probably going to talk about it. As well as some other fun stuff in the upcoming days. Be your boy Savar Matner. I'm out.